Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is A Racer, the King of All. So, quick update. Since I was telling you from my 560, 1987 560 SEL, I did kind of a big improvement for the car I did. So, let me tell you the car I got. So, I got a brand new 2022 Subaru WRX, and I gotta say, this is a lot better than I thought. I mean, when it's kind of weird, I'm not kind of used to this, but when you so in a traditional manual, you do a key, right? So a little bit different in this one. I'll show you what's kind of different about this. So in a traditional one, you have a key, right? So in this one, it's kind of a little bit different. You have a push button. So I'll show you kind of here in a little bit. So here we go. So this is what the inside is going to look like. So you get the big touchscreen. You got your standard six-speed manual. You got your handbrake, and then that's the one thing, kind of the feature that I'm kind of used to, because I'm used to the old-fashioned key stick. So it's still the same concept, but you just get kind of reminds me of the electric cars. So, and then I'm gonna show you the hood. So this car barely, I think I've driven about 70 miles total, so puts it about 100 miles so far on the car. So, and then I'll show you the engine here real quick. Let's see if I can pop the hood. So let's see. Okay, so it's kind of cool about this car. This car is, so like in some Japanese cars, you got like a little, like, like you would lift up your plastic like stick and then put in this. This one has like a thing where you don't have to worry about your to hold it up. So I mean, this is the engine. It's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. So, and then I kind of read about it. So it says it was the most powerful WRX that they told me at the dealer. And let's see, and let's and that's kind of like what the engine looks like so far. I mean, overall, I think it looks pretty sexy compared to some of the little bit older ones. And this is kind of like, I'll go a little bit slower. So I'll go like a little walk around. And this one kind of gets kind of used to, so you have to get used to this like one long piece in the back. So you can kind of see it is this like newer style, like it's kind of like half of like I don't know what you call it, but it's like half of a shape. It's got like this cool like design. I like how it just like points down, like kind of like a check, and kind of reminds me of like a little check. And you have this one straight piece that kind of goes all the way down. It kind of flows into like a cool kind of pattern. And so this is what the trunk, I gotta say the trunk is pretty damn far. So you got a lot of space. And then you got this kind of dual exhaust thing. So that's about that right now. And so now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you some exciting, because this car's, there's not too many in this area, so I think I'm one of the first ones in my area to get this. So I'm gonna give you a nice price. So give you a nice good rev in it, so you can kind of, let's see, right here. So I'm gonna do a start. I'm gonna do like the cold startup so you can hear what it sounds like. So let's do a little bit closer. Oh. But so my personal opinion, I think it sounds pretty good for a stock. So, but later on, I'm gonna do like an upgrade exhaust. You know, kind of give it a little bit more, unleash the power. So here we go. And get you. So that's what it kind of sounds like when you start it up, and it actually doesn't sound that bad. I think it sounds pretty cool. So now I'm gonna do the fun one, give you a little rev, so give you a nice good surprise. So we're gonna do. So on the review of the 2022, that's what the stock exhausts, and I gotta say it sounds pretty amazing. It's supposed to be apparently, I guess, one of the most powerful ones they ever made. So I was kind of impressed. I mean, when I went to like a couple days ago, I was kind of test driving the older ones. I mean, I like the older body styles, but when you get kind of used to this like newer one, because you have to kind of like a day or two to like think about it, and then when you kind of like look up it closely, it looks pretty good overall, and I think overall it's pretty sexy looking car. And so I think the design, I think I've fallen in love with the design so far. So I'll give you another quick tour of the car, so before I, call it a day. This is what it looks like overall, so give you a quick, nice, good tour of it. So looks pretty good. Those nice, good stock wheels. I like the trim that comes stock with this. There's the wheels. And then there's the overall. And pretty much it's got like this kind of cool like wide lip to the thing, so you get kind of a little bit like kind of a little kind of wider body on it. So I thought that was kind of cool. So, and then there's the thing, and then I like this front like bumper, this lower part. It's kind of cool, the lower part. And another thing that I thought was kind of cool was they have these factory stock ones. So I think this is kind of cool, like, so then you don't have to buy it, because I don't see this on stock one. This is just a stock manufacturer that they put on it, and it's pretty sexy. So then now I'm gonna like what else I'm gonna do. Well, the first thing I'm probably gonna do is probably tint the windows. I'm gonna do a legal limit window tint, and And then probably after that, I'm gonna add these like water gutter things after the window tint, because I'm gonna do the one that's also part of the windshield, the little strip on top of the windshield. And then another, probably after the window tint, I'm gonna upgrade the exhaust to a cob exhaust. Going to go about from the regular all the way down to where it stops to the catalytic converters, the cats, because won't pass DEQ if you remove cats, so there's no point. So I'll just do it probably about halfway, midway. So then after that, I'll probably get some coilovers. It's not too expensive, because I was talking to a Subaru guy today at a place and told me it's not that actually expensive. So, and then probably after that, I kind of want to maybe, or I can keep the stock wheels. I mean, if you look at it, they look pretty good. I mean, it's got this like gloss, like it's kind of like this charcoal shiny gray, so it's got a really good, the stock one, they did pretty good job on it. And you can kind of see the back of the seat. You get like a lot of leg room in this, in the back, and I think overall it looks pretty sexy. And another cool thing that I found kind of amazing was, I'll show you right now, carbon fiber. It comes with this carbon fiber where the door handle is, where you open the door. And another cool is where you get this like red stitching with really high quality cloth seats that almost kind of looks like leather, because saw this, I thought it was leather, and then I look up, I'm like, oh wait a minute, that's not leather, it's a high quality cloth. So that's kind of cool. I gotta say, this steering wheel is pretty cool. I like this carbon fiber, or WRX, and it's got this kind of like racing where it kind of like cuts off, and it's like really cool. I love it. And that comes stock like that. I mean, the only ones I really see is like, you have like high-end like exotic cars, and it's kind of cool to see that in a Japanese car that's not too expensive. And price range on this kind of varies. It all depends on what kind of features you put on this thing. And I mean, personally, there's a lot of stuff you can add on these, and then they have different like trim levels. And but I think this is a little bit lower end, but I don't mind about like having too fast and too fancy, so I'm good with the whatever they had. And they had two on the lot when we got it, and one sold when I got there, and then I bought the last one after that one got sold. So I think the grand total, if you had like taxes and all the fees, I think it's like 32 grand total. So, and I just fell in love with it, and it's kind of cool when you drive this around. You get so many looks. You get Subi that gives you the cool waves and stuff, and it's just cool to just be part of the JDM community, because this is my first car, and I haven't drove a manual stick in like about 10 years. So it's kind of cool to drive a new updated stick with the push button. And with like the clutching system, it's got this hydraulic sense of touch clutch where it kind of, I mean, you don't have to give it any pressure. You just kind of just barely press on it. Like, that's pretty amazing. It blows my mind. And I think overall it's good. And oh man, when that turbo kicks in this thing, it's mind blowing. And I'm like shocked how the performance handles good, all-wheel drive. I mean, you literally have everything that you want in a car. And I like it because it's got a lot of room, because I don't like really small two cars, so this is kind of perfect for me. And pretty impressed with the overall results. But yeah, like slowly later on, I'm gonna do those mods like I was saying, and And then I'll slowly start putting all videos together, and I'll make a part 2 when I'm done with the window tint. So and then you can kind of see the car will start slowly coming to life, and I'll just give you a quick of what the car looks like. So this is what the front looks like. I go to the back again. I'll give you a tour of what the back looks like. So then, yeah, I think I'm like the second person in this area that might have one, but I think at the moment that has this kind of updated one. Because when these first came out, people just kind of had an opinion about them, but when you really own one and get close up to it, it's a lot better than when you think. I mean, it's a lot cooler than I thought, and I think it looks a little bit better than the old design. Because it's got a little bit wider body on it, and I like cars that have a lot of curves and lines and stuff. So they put a lot of effort to build this new one, and I'm impressed by the overall results of it. And I mean, it's amazing. It's got so many features. I'm still trying to figure out all the buttons, so that might take me a while to figure out all the buttons. But I got all the basics on this, and I mean, overall, it just blows my mind. It's beautiful. So yeah, so I'll just slowly do mods, and then I'll do updated videos. So I hope you kind of get a little understanding of what this one works and what they did to it, and probably when like 2023 hits, they'll probably make more of them, because right now there's not too many available, so they're kind of hard to get by now. So we'll just have to see and wait until maybe fall, because they'll have other cool Japanese cars by that time, and they're about to ready to release the 400Z. So in a way, that's kind of cool. But yeah, this car, when I got it, had only 40 miles on it. That's dealer miles, and now I got about 100 miles. So that's what kind of impresses me about it, is like no one else drove the car but me. So I know if someone else drove it. So it's kind of cool to have a different in it, and I like it. So and so you see this like color? You think it's like a regular blue, right? So you can kind of see, right? So I was asking, I'm like, what kind of color is this? Because it doesn't look like a normal blue. So what he told me at the dealer, and I thought this was kind of cool, it's called a Rally Pearlized Blue. What's kind of cool about this, it's kind of like and when you go in the sun, it gets lighter. So it looks darker at night, but when it lights up, also the color lights up on it. Which I'm like, wait a minute, really? I'm like, that's beautiful for stock. So overall, I think it's a pretty sexy car, and once you own it, I mean, the driving experience is fun. I mean, it's kind of nice to drive a manual, 6-speed manual. So I haven't drove one in 10 years, so this one's really easy, and I recommend people should get this model. They have like the GT model, and then they have the limited trim levels, but that's if you want to go a little fancy, get a little more power. I mean, but this one's a good starter. I mean, I give this, for performance, 10 out of 10. Interior, 10 out of 10. Shifting, 10 out of 10. Braking is really good on this. I mean, it responds quickly. I like that in cars. But overall, I give the whole design and everything out of 10. I recommend this car to every young generation and older generation. And you can appreciate it more when you own it. So hope to talk to you more, and when I do slow mods, I will do another video. That'll be in the next video that I post up, which will be like in a couple weeks. So just get it prepared and ready. So as I'm saying, people should get this car. I mean, I recommend it. And then please like, subscribe, share my videos all over, so then let people just kind of check it out and see what people think. And so far, I've gotten a lot of cool reviews from Subi drivers that are in the, because I have a lot that lives in this area, and then my channel is ARAZOR space the THE King KING space of OF all ALL, and then I have my Instagram, which is ARAZOR 31, and I post pictures of that. So I'm into the photography community also, and love to take pictures in photography. And another thing I do is, well, I'm trying to get into like TikTok and Snapchat. Snapchat is ALBERTCOX25. That's my Snapchat. And then the TikTok is ARAZOR30. And that's all like my social media, and try to do a little bit of everything and try to mess with the filters. And but yeah, I really hope you all enjoy that. So like, subscribe, comment, share. Really appreciate it, and you will stay tuned next time. Thank you very much for watching, and wait until the next time. Peace.